Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in with me today. Today I will be playing through one of my favorite games on the NES, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So let's get started. This game was developed by NMS Software, and it was published by UBISoft. NMS Software was a company founded by Richard Chappells in the UK, and it consisted mostly of staff members from Elite. That of course means this game will feature a soundtrack by the legendary Mark Cooksey. Now I know it does kind of suck that you don't get any weapons here, but in the next level you will get the whip. So if you can just hang in there for one level, and half of the second level, you'll be fine. Now the graphics in this game, I know there's not a whole lot of color, even for a game in 1993, but to me graphics don't make the game as long as the game plays well, and this one does. Plus the animation is very well done, especially considering one person worked on the entire game's graphics, Steve Beverly, also known as the Chen at Elite. Unfortunately I heard he got very sick. I don't know whether or not he's dead, but I hope he's feeling better. For this guy you just keep standing and wait till he throws the knife, otherwise he'll go in a crouching position like you just saw him do. As you can see, sometimes you try to attack and you can't hit the enemy, but don't worry, that will actually work against the enemy later, and you'll see. Now, you saw that cross earlier, we need that to exit the level. If you're fast enough, you can actually get up this rope before this guy climbs down too far, but I was not that lucky, so... If you want, grab the torch and just drop down. You will take some damage. Grab the cross, get the timer. The cool thing is every time you pick up a timer, it completely refills the timer. Unfortunately, that means you only get 2 minutes in this game, or 1 minute and 59 seconds. But the good news is the timer resets when you get to the boss, so I'm really not complaining. So this is what I'm talking about, the bosses. So you go up to this guy, I usually punch him 3 times and walk back, rinse and repeat. See, look at that, he clearly hit me with this weapon and it didn't hurt me. Now, even though it looks like you're slowly picking off points off of his health meter, there's a couple things that will help you. Well, actually, it's just one thing, but the timer, you may think that you don't have enough time to kill him or there's little margin for error, but actually, that is not true. Sometimes it can be a little difficult getting next to this guy. Now I want you to pay attention to the lower right corner of the screen with the boss's health. Say he's got 2 slashes of health and then one of them goes away and then they both go away at the same time. It's kind of weird. That is a glitch that affects all the bosses, so you have that to your advantage. And as you can see, the password's not that bad either. There is a thug on this next car, I think, so you want to make sure he's facing away before you start attacking him. Same with this guy. Duck his bullets. Again, he might get you a couple times, but if you're lucky, you can take him out easily. Of course, you want to watch out for the animals that pop out of here, and I don't even want to know what that thing is. Get the health power up here. Watch out, there's an enemy on the next car. Wait for him to turn around. Of course, if you fall off the train, you die. You do not just get hurt. Which I think is stupid because look how slow the train's going. Get the whip, you press select to use it. There's 2 of them in this level that you need. The next one's coming up right here. Again, before you grab it, wait for the guy to fire and turn the other way. There's another health power up. If you just crouch here and keep attacking, he can't hurt you. Now avoid whatever that is. avoid the trap, and then the car after that will take you to the boss. This guy is very tricky, and he's one of the harder bosses in the game. This Native American guy. What you want to do is try jumping on this platform. It could be hard because you mainly fall through it. What I do is I hit him 3 times while he's standing, and then twice when he's crouched. And you have to keep this pattern perfect or you're probably going to die. Because those arrows do a lot of damage. As you can see, his arrow went right through me. The next level is what I consider to be probably the hardest in the game. Why? Because there's these fireballs that can take you out in one hit. The best advice I can give you is just watch the top of the screen and take very small steps. Watch their patterns. Now in this level you have to collect 4 pieces of the tablet, but fortunately those pieces are very easy to find, so don't worry about looking for them. Don't worry about running out of time looking for them. Don't grab the heart because there's no need for it, because most of the enemies in this game kill you in one hit. Now, I could have sworn in the Game Boy version I was able to kill these mice, but you can't in the NES version, or at least I couldn't find a way to do so. Now, you just have to persevere through more of these fireballs one last time, and that's all. So again, take small baby steps. Those things, and see again, the hit detection can work against you too, because it'll just barely touch you, or you'll swear it didn't even touch you at all and you'll still get hit. Fortunately, you're past the worst of it, so... Here's another piece of the diary, or the tablet. I'm getting this confused with the other level. You could use your whip if you want, which I will do right now. This next part's going to be pretty tricky, and you'll see why. Grab the last piece here. Hold the up button when you jump, so you'll grab onto the rope. And this is why, because you got these narrow spaces with the rats. Fortunately, they're not too hard to get across, but they can cause you some pain. So grab the last piece of the diary and you'll be onto the boss. Again, this guy is not too hard if you know what you're doing, so should be able to get past him with my video at least. I hope you can anyway. So go up to this guy, hit him like, I'd say 5 times. He'll blow a fireball at you. Fortunately, these do not kill you in one hit, but they do a lot of damage, so be careful. So when he fires one of these things at you, they do home in on you, but if you move away after he fires them, they won't follow you. If you're really fast, you can get 7 hits in on him. Here you got the level 1 whip again, because the game takes away any whip upgrades when you go to another level. But fortunately, this guy's pretty easy to take down. And there you go. This level's a little easier, but not by much. This is the only part of the game where you can get the level 3 whip. which we'll get shortly. So it's like the last level, get 4 pieces of the diary. Watch out, these Nazis are usually pretty threatening. They will be in the next level because they'll have the level 1 whip, in which case they're going to take a lot of hits. So grab onto the rope, wait for the Nazi to shoot again, and also wait for him to turn his back on you. And quickly go in and just cheese him like this. I didn't do a very good job at that, but at least I killed him. When you get the whip, you can press the B button, and it'll automatically take you to the next part. You don't have to do anything with the controls. Here, just crouch and keep firing at him. He can't get you, even if he crouches. Go to the right here and grab the diary page. And get up here if you can. It's a little tricky. You can get a gun. I'm personally not going to use it because it's not as powerful as the level 3 whip. And then here you got the last page. And even though you are short on time right now, don't worry about that. We're going to get through that soon. So just go over here and keep going to the left. And if you're at the right altitude, you can keep hitting the guy and he can't get you no matter what. So that guy's pretty easy. The boss in this level is easy since you have the level 3 whip, so every time you hit him, a bar will be drained from his health meter. However, you want to act fast as soon as the battle starts. So, as soon as the level starts here, the boss battle, go forward, then duck, and jump. Then just keep hitting him. I hit him 6 times, and if you're perfect, the 3rd time should just kill him. But his bullets do a lot of damage, so if you get hit by them, you're going to be in huge trouble. This is probably, again, one of the hardest levels in the game because, rightfully so, it's the second to last one, and it does have the final boss. But the Nazis on this level are very hard to kill. They take a lot of hits, and as you can see, you can't cheese them like you can in the other levels. But it is important to kill them if you come across them, because if they shoot you, it's going to take some health off, and you need as much health as you can for this next boss, because he is very challenging. He's like the last boss, but he's a little stronger, and plus, since you have the level 1 whip, you're not going to get a lot of help. There is one thing there, the gun, which can help you in this level. But again, since you lose your weapons from any previous stages, if you had any bullets from the last, or if you picked up the gun the last level, you're not going to have it now. And there's 2 of them in this level, which means you'll have 2 shots, or 6 shots, I'm sorry. We don't have to go up there. I think in the Game Boy version they put the ignition key up there for the plane, but I don't think it's here. So the only thing I can tell you here is just keep cheesing the guy after he turns his back on you. And that's the main strategy for these Nazis. This guy, I'm gonna whoa! Just try to avoid him if you can. It's best to avoid the Nazis if you can. And see, that's one thing I like about the game, they cannot shoot through the walls. There's a lot of games where the enemies can shoot through the walls, but not you. Okay, I got hit once. If I get hit twice, I'm probably not going to stand a chance against the boss. So I really got to be careful here. This guy used the same strategy as before, just wait for him to come back and around and just keep hitting him. Wait for him to turn his back. And see, I got hit again, so... And I don't believe there's power-ups on this level for health. There might be, and I just can't remember. The funny thing is, it actually seems like it's better if you just use your fists against the Nazis. But of course, since that's a short-range attack, you don't want to do that if you can avoid it. Fortunately, that's the last of the Nazis that you have to worry about. Drop down here, and go down the ladder. Before you do, press select until you get to the gun. Now when you get to this guy, again, use the same strategy as before. Shoot. Of course, I failed miserably. Whoa, that was a close one. Okay, wow, now my heart's racing. Now the final level. This one, again, is very hard. Rightfully so, it's the last level of the game, but there's no end boss here, so you don't have to worry about that. Wait till the Nazi goes the other way, just get behind him and start cheesing him. Jump down here. Okay, again, same deal, wait for the Nazi to go the other way. Again, there's no end boss in this level, so don't worry about that. You can walk past all these blocks, so don't worry. The next time you see them, though, there are going to be a couple false ones, so be careful on that. This is the hardest part of the game, in my personal opinion. Okay, do not walk on that first letter H, and not the I. After that, just get past this one last saw, and there you go. You can walk across that pit there, so don't worry about that. Choose wisely, all but one of the cups is poison. This one's easy, just pick the most generic looking one, which is always the second one. And you win the game. If you pick the wrong grail, you go back to the first level of the game, which is stupid because, I mean, you could just use the password to go back to this level. This was the only game NMS Software developed for the NES with credits. The other games they made were Aladdin, which was only released in Europe, and then they made Jimmy Connor's Tennis. These games were released on the Game Boy, and I believe Aladdin did get a US release. I think it might have even got released in Japan. I know Last Crusade did, and I know Jimmy Connor's Tennis did. So, for an action game in 1993, it's not as good as it should be, but it still is a decent game. I traded my copy of Wayne's World for a physical copy of this game, because I had to go through hell and back to get an actual copy of this game. And I already talked about that, and I don't really want to bring up bad memories, so you can check my earlier videos if you want. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Thank you, Mark Cooksey, for the music. Thank you, Mark Crane, for programming this, and all the other people who worked on this game. And again, I hope Steve Beverly's feeling better. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys later. God bless, and peace out. Have a good one.